I cannot even say it's a hobby or it's a passion. When my wife talks about it, she say, no, it's not your passion, it's your addiction. So yeah, it's an addiction, but it's also part of me actually. It's totally insane because when I'm cycling, I think about fly fishing for salmon. When I'm running, I think about fly fishing for salmon. Sometimes when I'm working, I think about fly fishing for salmon. The only place where I don't fish, where I don't think about fly fishing for salmon is when I fly fish for salmon. So there's not 1 square centimeters of my skin that is somewhere else when I'm fishing. So yeah, it's more than an addiction, it's part of me. You think about it all year long. You tie fly, you think about the materials, you think about the line. So that's also the reason why when you face such extreme condition here, you don't give up, because that's what you've waited all year long to be there. So if you're there, you don't want to have any regrets when you're back home. You don't want to think about, oh, I should have tried this, I should have done this. So you try it and you do it. So I don't know what it is for me, but for sure it's an addiction.
Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. I'll be yours.
Good morning, my dear salmon fishermen. I'm on the water again, and this time the water is even higher. Even though the weather was quite dry, no rain, no snow, but water went high, I guess because of the snow leftovers in the woods. It was melting and going to the river. So yesterday we were fishing on a lower conditions. Actually my friends were fishing. I didn't have a license, so I was filming and driving around watching the spots where to fish today. And now I'm in the water and I want you to show around what are the conditions, because according to the forecast it should be like it should go down tomorrow or after tomorrow, so need to film it before it goes down. Also, I believe that on these conditions we have a quite good possibility of catching fish, because like for example here, first 10 meters from the bank it's usually bank on the low water, but now the water is high and it's like a shallow water, flat surface with few rocks and approximately waist deep with a slow current. And the main current in the middle of the river is very fast because of the level of the water, and there is the main path of the river. And here on that high water it's little bit slower, so I know that fish, especially sea trout, like to go out on those shallow waters to stay, to rest. Let's hope that to hunt also. The water is quite high, but the color is nice. It might look scary, but I know a lot of stories when we succeed on that scary conditions, and well, it looks quite promising for me. Also, not to mention that the weather itself is very nice today. Yesterday it was very windy, and today almost no wind, and 3-4 degrees of Celsius makes you feel really comfortable. And yeah, let's hit the water and have some good time as usual. So how's the impression about water level?
It seems to be high, to be honest. It seems to be quite high, but it's okay. You just need to be careful not to fall into a hole, because you never know where they are. So it's just about trying to figure out where is the bank and then where is the hole. Well, when you found the hole, then you really find it.
Guys, we have a trophy.
Aha.
We found one thing on the bank and we made a medal of shame. And
Medal of shame.
Medal of shame is shuttle. Medal of shame will be shuttle.
For someone who catch the fish first. You
I
will
have
wear
to.
it all evening.
Can you take it out?
Yeah.
You have to see this.
Shit. Wow.
I hope that someone will hang it on its neck. Here we found a piece of line with the lure, with the spinner bite, and decided to make a medal of it. Medal of shame, so it's shuttle. Good luck.
Yeah.
In this
So it seems
competition.
to, it's going to be the reward for the one who
Yes.
catch the fish.
Well, the progress with water level is not good at all. The water keeps rising and it also gets muddy, so not so nice anymore. And fishing becomes really hard. You can see the banks, waters all over the bank, and the current of course is getting stronger, so I'm trying to get as deep as possible and using my Sing 5 to Sing 7 Scandi head with a extra fast poly leader. So casting is shitty, but at least I can get down quite deep. Sometimes even touch the bottom. Like now I touched something. In these conditions you don't want to drag the fly to the bottom, but at least touch it once in a while to have orientation. How deep do you fish and where's the bottom? Well guys, that's it for today. And the water keeps rising. Amazing, the river is so big, so huge. Everything is under the water. At least in the evening it got clearer, but enough is enough. Time to get some rest. And we're heading home to see what's for supper, reload, and then prepare for the other day, for another day fishing.
We're not sure. We're not sure that.
Look how busy it's back home. Table full of goods and wine. Happy fishermen with no catch. It's amazing how can fishermen be happy with no catch?
Of course.
French kitchen. What do we have here?
We have chicken cooked with lemon and done with crème fraîche.
Amazing. Cheers. Amazing. It was worth to come here for the dinner, for the supper, not counting the fishing. Even though the water is still rising up, we are having a good fun, and I guess that's at least what we can do. Have some fun, good meal, some wine, beer, communication, maybe some fly tying later on, and some more beer, of course. So,
Just one fish gonna make it. One chop. Gonna make a difference.
I can imagine where's the ceiling if tomorrow will be better than today. So the fly tying was delayed, and yesterday we fell down asleep at 7 or 8 p.m. because it was really tired, and now while guys are preparing breakfast, I'm tying some really heavy brass tube flies, and today I'm tying flies for everyone, one fly for everyone, for like a gift, and let's see how it works. It's more like a prayer. I'm tying flies to gain back trust, to gain back confidence, and to wade again into that really high water.
Gerai, ne? Neblogai. Šitas tikras.
Pažinti kolegos, tai už būtinai.
Broliukas.
hopes are high, water is even higher. So maybe even some sacrifices for a river. A drop of whiskey, smoke maybe. We'll see. Should be alright. Should be a good day.
Not to lose faith.
Not to lose faith. Never.
Yeah, it's easy to fish when the water is low.
Yeah.
It's easy to fish when it's clear, but
I know. Yeah, today is a bit different than you expect, but still doable, still fishable. So we'll see. Day number what? 3 today.
3.
Yeah. Should be alright.
that's how the iron gets stronger.
Yes. Exactly.
So let me tell you about last year and the first impression when we landed at the airport, and we landed on the snow, and it was snowing like hell. We went to the rental car station, we took the car and we started driving, and we went downtown, and we got stuck downtown because there was like 20-25 centimeters on snow on the road. So we were really asking ourselves whether we would really fish in this place or not, because there was snow everywhere on the road. And then we finally arrived to the lodge, and honestly there was even more snow than at the airport. So we were wondering where was the river and where we would ended up fishing. So we met the crew last year. We met the team. We had a very enjoyable evening, the first one. We shared some beer, we shared some food, and then we woke up in the morning ready to go fishing, and actually we look more like if we would go skiing than fishing. We took a picture of the two of us, and we were dressed exactly like if we would go skiing and not fishing. So after all this time, and we finally reached the river. We saw it for the first time. Actually we saw more ice than snow. So I remember that we went through this big field full of snow. We were walking in the snow like you would do during winter in the mountains, and we finally reached the river. Two-thirds of the river were covered by ice. So Ernestas checked that we could walk on the ice. He went to the top of the ice and checked with his hand how much centimeter of ice do we have, can we really walk on it? And yeah, we could walk on it. So we started fishing there, and it was totally unusual for us to fish in the snow, to fish in winter for salmon. And I have to admit that during the first 2 hours I was really skeptical about what we were doing here, and because it was really cold first, our hands were frozen. I had 2 pairs of gloves, and still we were really cold. So that was the first impression on the very first day. But surprisingly, we were able to fish. And I think in a way we felt that there were some salmon in this river because we kept on fishing on the first day. And it was okay. So of course we didn't fish really long. We only fish, if I remember well, like 3 or 4 hours per day, because you could not stop very early in the morning and you could not stop very late in the evening. That was the first day. And then the second day, the day I will always remember because I broke my record. We fished a totally different pool with even more snow. We had to cross a field full of snow to reach the river again. Again, a lot of ice on the river. And then we started fishing. I caught a small sea trout. Well, a small sea trout, like 50 or 60 centimeter, which was already good. And then it happened, like 1 hour later, I was into another fish, which seemed to be big, and it was confirmed by Ernesta, who was running on the bank, finding a way to bring the fish on the bank, and we ended up with a big salmon, 115 centimeters, my biggest one so far. So yeah, that's an unforgettable memory, I guess. That was the second impression, and that's also what made me come back, of course, to this place, to this nice place. So we fish again on the second day. We fish on the third day. We didn't catch any more fish, but some people from the team caught some fish, which was great. And we also shared a very good moment in the lodge, sharing food. We cooked also some meal for the team. So it was our turn to cook, so we cooked some special meal for the team as well. So that was the first year, and honestly, when I look at all the picture we took on the first year, it really looks like we were in a ski resort and going skiing and not fly fishing for salmon. So that was a crazy year, crazy first year. First, maybe you probably know it, but the fishing trip does not start when you land at the place. It starts before. So we kept looking at the weather forecast before coming this year, so as to see if the weather would be like last year, snowy, icy. And actually, no, it was much warmer than last year. It was not snowing. So before we arrived, before we landed, we knew that the weather would not be the same. And then when we reached the lodge, yeah, it was totally different. No more snow, no more ice, a lot of water, a river that on the first day was okay, and Pascal lost a salmon on the first day, and then the river started to go up, and we fished in, I would say, extreme condition, overflooded river. Pascal had a saying on the second day. He said that if we would be at home, we would probably not fish such a river, but because we're here, we have to fish a river because it's full of salmon. So we kept on going with more and more sinking lines. So totally different. Last year, extreme because it was snowy, because it was icy, because it was cold. And this year it's a bit warmer, well, a bit warmer. The water temperature is 2 degrees, so it's not really warmer, but it's extreme because it's overflooded. And the river kept going up for 2 days. Now it looks like it's gonna stop. We've passed a few streams when walking to the fire camp, and the streams are clear now. So maybe next week is going to be good. So you never know what happened. It's always a gamble, a fishing trip. So yeah, that's how we can compare it to last year.